Greetings YouTube, this is Toy Customizer Wakeangel2K1. As you know, my trip to Comic-Con is over, and it's time for me to start showing off the new toys I got there. I got this from one of the vendors on the dealer's floor for $20. It is a 2-pack, super value, of Brimstone and Thunderblast from Transformers Cybertron. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a price sticker on it that says $29.99. And if you look, it seems that something was cut off. So I'm guessing this was originally a 3-pack that cost $30, and the vendor cut one off to sell for $10, and then I just bought the other two for $20. Although, if I had known that when I purchased it, I probably would have asked if I could have cut off Thunderblast and just spent $10 for her, because I didn't really need Brimstone. I really only wanted Thunderblast, because, you know, she's a girl. But anyway, I just wanted to show the packaging real quick. Let's open this up and take a look at the figures themselves. So let's start this with Brimstone. Brimstone is a really cool robotic pterodactyl. This thing is pretty cool. You have a Decepticon logo. You have the top of his head is kind of visible here, coming through a hole in the back. But it kind of just looks like 3 spikes sticking out there, so I'll forgive it. This is very blatantly a robot leg, but you know, kind of looks like the keel and then the little short tail that pterodactyls have. So, you know, that works. He has translucent wings, which are kind of nice. Sculpted in pterodactyl fingers. Although this is kind of a flub. Pterodactyl has one really long pinky and then a membrane stretched all the way to their tails. They don't have a second finger in the middle of the wing like this. It's kind of like you see 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers up here, and this should be the 5th one. Then he has a mysterious 6th finger coming out of nowhere. He has a gimmick with the Cyber Planet keys. I do not know anything about Transformers Cybertron because I never watched that cartoon, but I do know that they all have cyber key gimmicks, so you just stick the key in there. Blades of chopping things! Big old blades come out, and that looks pretty nice. I think that's cool. You know, I was prepared to just write this guy off as some kind of repaint of Swoop, you know, the original Dinobots, but this guy is freaking awesome. Look, his head has a nice wide range. He has an opening mouth. He can look to the sides. He can look up. He can look down. His wings are on hinges, so they flap. And his legs, he has ball joints here and ball joints here. Although the way they are, I think they're reversed. Like when they'll turn around, they become hands. And look, you can fold up his little feetsies into his body, so he's a flying pterodactyl. Yeah, this guy is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I want. I was gonna see if I could sell him, but yeah, I don't know. He looks really cool. He looks very Cybertronian Dinobot-esque. I kind of don't want to part with him now. I don't know. I might still sell him. I mean, if you're anyone willing to pay for him, let me know, and I'll see if I can part with him. Cause you know, I don't have a lot of room to collect, so I only get my favorites, and Brimstone never hit my radar before. So let's transform him. And if you'll forgive me for being a little bit clumsy, as I'm doing this while looking at the instructions off screen. You know what I just realized? My toy is built wrong. The reason the knees were bending backwards were because the left and right arms are swapped. Hold on, let's see if I can fix that right now. Yep, they pop out of their ball joints easily enough. I was wondering why it seemed that his knees bent the wrong way, and it's because the toy was misbuilt in the package. Alright, now it's looking good again. You know what the problem is? This toy wasn't misbuilt with the left and right arms inverted. It was built with two left arms. That's why the right elbow seems to be like this. Oh, Hasbro. I wonder if I can call them out on that. Oh dear. I mean, it still looks good if you have his arm straight out in the display. It's just that his elbow is going to bend backwards there. So, here is robot mode, and wow, is he hugely top heavy. I mean, look at those enormous shoulders. Although I gotta give it credit, the turning the head into a foot really helps. I was afraid that he'd have another head arm like Beast Wars Megatron or so many other Beast Formers that just don't know what to do with the Beast Mode head, so they stick it on to one of the arms like a big mouth hand. But nope, it actually looks really good. A slight bit of asymmetry in the legs really gives him a really nice look. Like that's his kicking leg or something. His head is on a swivel. The wings still move up and down. The cyberplanet-y gimmick still works, and it still makes sense in robot mode that he would deploy him like this. Although it's just that he's like a pterodactyl sprouted a head, arms, and legs, because it's kind of all over. Look at the size of these shoulders. He'll never fit through a door. Like he'll go do 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 bunk bunk bunk. Oh darn it. Okay, whoop, there we go. Bunk bunk. Oh god. On the plus side, he must be a world champion limboer if he ever plans on getting through doors that way. Of course, when they're up like this, they would limit his visibility. Like, what's to the left of me? What's to the right of me? I can't see. Oh my god! No, I'm just playing. Swoop. Not Swoop. Brimstone looks pretty nice. I remember seeing knockoffs of this guy with nowhere near as good articulation. I mean, the enormous wing shoulders are kind of silly, but they don't really limit his articulation too much, so I can't really fault him. He has a nice waist joint. So yeah, this guy does look cool, and I would recommend him. And anyone who wants him, you know, $10 plus shipping, and I'll send him right over to you. Okay, let's take a look at the other one. And here is Thunderblast. Thunderblast is a boat. And if you ask me, Thunderblast is a weird name for a boat. I mean, Thunderblast, that implies one of two things. Either you're like Thundercracker, a character who moves at supersonic speeds, or you're going to control lightning or some other elemental thing. And those are two things that boats don't typically do. Boats don't move at supersonic speeds, and boats don't control lightning because they sit in water. However, she's a very nice boat, and she's actually my first boat former. There's certain transformer forms that are kind of rare to see. Boats are one of them, because from what I understand, Cybertron does not really have many oceans. Like there's Thunderblast, Sea Spray, and and I think maybe something that turns into a big battleship combiner, but that's really meant more for space battles. You don't see boats very often, that's what I'm trying to get at. So, Thunderblast comes with a Cyber Planet key. Let's see what happens when I push. Ew, it opens up her gun. And then the gun, which is held in by a single peg. And then it has missiles that go in. And they fire a fairly decent distance. I mean, not so far that it'll get lost, but not so pathetic that it seems like an underutilized gimmick. So, yes, it works decently well. Let's close her gun back up. Okay. Now, Thunderblast is another character that I kind of wanted on certain principles. First of all, Thunderblast is a girl, and we all know my opinions on female robots. And second of all, she's a boat, which is a vehicle mode that I don't have yet, which is another thing that made me want her. And then there is the fact that she has a unique quirk. I never watched the cartoon, but from what I understood, she had an unrequited love with Megatron. So this is the girl who dared to love Megatron. And I don't know, I kind of find that hilarious. Kind of like how Mirage was war weary, or how Drift took on some kind of samurai code after converting from Decepticon to Autobot. You know, this is just one of those quirky personality robots that I like. And I just can't stop playing with her little machine gun turret. I guess the giant howitzer missile spam in the top just doesn't quite feel like enough armament for her. Okay, so let's transform her. Oh my god! I mean, the blatant shell forming is one thing, but what is that? She's like, oh, Megatron, take me, you wild mechanical stallion. What were they thinking when they made her like this? Oh my god. That is outright perverse. Okay, let's continue. Okay, that's not really any better. My Thunderblast, you're quite the flexible girl, aren't you? That's it. If it seemed like there wasn't much to her transformation, that's kind of because there isn't. She just basically unfolds her boat hull and then wears it on her back. Like, I feel like there's a screw that you can remove and just pop. Wait. Oh, there's one more hinge back here. Yes. There's one hinge on her back, which allows you to fold the kibble down so it touches the floor like a cape. Which is good, because otherwise she would be back heavy, because her feet don't quite reach the ground. So she's held on. She's just a robot contained by her alt mode, like the Maisto Psychon. Her whole backpack, she's wearing an inside-out boat as a cape. It's, I don't know what to say. It's kind of, it feels lazy, I gotta say. And she doesn't even have any head articulation. Her whole head and chest is one assembled piece. It has decent light piping, but really that's all I could say about it. She can't look around anywhere without turning her entire torso. Although it's a pretty nice looking body that she has there. She has a waist joint, so she can kick some bitches. And she can actually ride or kick, and if you mold, yeah, Oop. Leaning elbow. Hold on. This is too funny. You can have her rider kick using her cape acts like a stand for her own rider kick. I don't know. This is... One part of me wants to say that this is a supremely lazy transformation, as you're just popping open a shell and then unfolding the robot's arms and legs from inside of it. But, I don't know whether... She has good articulation in her arms and legs. She has a double-jointed elbow. She has a thigh swivel, ball-jointed shoulders. I mean, this is a good robot. If she had a neck joint, she'd be pretty much perfect as far as articulation went. I was not expecting a waist joint, for one thing. I don't know what to say. This is such a mixed bag. Part of me wants to hate her for shell forming, but she's such a decent little robot. There's nothing wrong with, aside from the whole giant cape made out of a boat. She's a perfectly fine Robo-Girl. She has nice high-heeled shoes, long legs, a nice flexible arms. She can take on crazy can poses. What a strange transformer she is. And of course, her gun. Where did I put her cyber key? I set my lamp down on top of it after I showed off her light piping. So, same verse, next verse, same as the first. The gun pops open and turns into a missile launcher. Oh, here's something cool. Her hand slots into this, and this pegs into her arm. So, it's the best of both worlds. It securely pegs onto her arm, and she looks like she's holding it. That's kind of cool. It's just that it's so long, you can barely use her elbow. And it's so heavy, her arm kind of has a hard time holding it up. But if you take the key out, then her elbow can bend just fine with it. And it actually looks better as a howitzer capable of shooting 4 missiles than as just a regular missile launcher that can only shoot 1. So, my final verdict on Thunderblast, despite shell forming and having a really perverse mid-transformation, I can't help but like her. She is... I don't know. She's a very adequately formed female robot. In fact, you could just totally cut her shell away, and you would have a pretty much perfect female robot figure. She's fine. She meets my minimum requirements. So, if you can find a Thunderblast, I guess I'd recommend her. I mean, she may be the poster child for shell forming. I mean, yeah, seriously. You know how robots, the whole idea that the robot's body parts are supposed to become the vehicle parts. The only part of her robot mode that's made from the vehicle are her shoes. They form the tip of the stern. The tip of the ship's stern make her shoes. Other than that, she's just a robot inside of a shell. But a pretty nice looking robot. And because she's nice looking, I will forgive it. This is Toy Customizer Wakeangel2K1 bringing you Brimstone and Thunderblast and signing out. The gun acts as a counterweight. Hey, I made a mistake, and I don't want to get corrected, but Thunderblast does have a neck joint. See? Her head can turn a little. It's a really tight joint, but it is a joint, and it does move, so I take back what I said. She has all the joints. Still a shell former.